Welcome to UFO Headline News with me, Heidi Hollis, where every day I aim to bring you the latest in UFO reports and other fascinating stories from around the globe. Today is Thursday, March 1st, 2018. Wow, we've already hit March, everybody. And on Fridays at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, join me for my talk show, The Outlander, where I answer your emails, take your calls, and interview some intriguing guests. And when it comes to everything from aliens to angels, personally, I'm someone who has been there, seen that, freaked out, found some answers, wrote about it, got over it, and now I'm hoping to help others do the same darn thing and understand this wild world that we live in. Just go to HeidiHollis.com for more information. Blasting off with some UFO reports. A UFO sighting in Saskatchewan. Ooh, this is an old one. My gosh, I think it's probably the oldest I've seen on here. This occurred August 22nd, 1958. And I am trying to make sense of what they put here. What SEM is MH5? I don't know. I have seen grids shown to me by Grays and was told they're mining something called MH5. Do you know what it is? Oh, and that's all they put. That's fascinating. UFO sighting in Nice, California. This occurred February 1st, 2018. Attached is a picture, one of many, that I took during the eclipse on February 1st, 2018. Please let me know what I captured ASAP. Thank you. Pictures taken with my moto phone at approximately 1 a.m. at 3:30 a.m. during the lunar eclipse. Sent several for comparison. Thank you, respectfully. Okay, guys, we're going to check this one out. Let's see what we got here. It's so brief, that's just has me intrigued. Okay. Oh, it must have been too good. Because what? MUFON didn't list it. That sucks. That probably was a really cool one. Darn it. Darn. Okay, moving on. Okay, UFO sighting in North Bend, Oregon. This occurred February 19th, 2018. I witnessed at least 3 moving lights up and down, back and forth, no sound. Before going to bed, looked out my window over the Pacific Ocean, watched the stars for a few minutes, and then the lights moving. I've seen this before. I watched for about 10 minutes and went to bed. They were still there. That's all they put. UFO sighting in Markt Indersdorf, Bayern. Okay. February 20th, 2018. I woke up to 3 brownish entities next to my bed. I thought I was sleeping and had the feeling I was being watched. Then I slowly took a flashlight and shined next to my bed, where I saw 3 slim entities with brown skin and small eyes. I don't know if I've seen. Oh, EBEs. I think those are European aliens. I don't know why they only stay over there. The one in the middle looked like it got angry because of me shining my light directly into his face. Then he rose his arm and pointed something at me. Everything got white, and then I woke up with nobody next to my bed. UFO sighting in Henderson, Nevada. This occurred February 19th, 2018. Approximately 9 to 10 round stationary lights in a row. Then they quickly moved upward with many lights coming downward at them. Looked like a battle. Oh, I've seen that before myself. Crazy stuff. I was waiting in the car while my buddy went into the store. I noticed about 9 to 10 bright dots in the sky that looked like stars. The dots were in a line on approximately 45-degree angle when all of a sudden they started to move upward on that same angle. Then a lot more of the dots started moving downward at the same angle, and it looked like they were attacking each other. My goodness, I swear, guys, I experienced something very similar. There were many bursts with at least one big burst that lasted for about 20 seconds. I took the video with my iPhone, and it was not retouched in any way, no Photoshop, no anything. It is raw footage. I do not know what it was or what happened, but it happened. The proof is in the video. I had my car window down, so I know it was not a reflection. I am still shocked at what I saw, but I feel that it is important for MUFON to see. Uh-oh. If this is too good and clear, guess what? Only MUFON will get to see it. I'm clicking. Oh, the video is here. Okay. I'm clicking. I'm watching. I'm watching. Guys. What is that? Hold on. Hold on, hold on, hold on. I need to repeat this. This is crazy. I'm sorry. I'm like distracted watching this. Hmm. The guy says this is not a reflection on his window, but I don't know what to make of this, guys. I really don't. I'm sorry. There's cars going by and there's streaks in the sky, but is it a reflection? Something weird, but then it stops. So would it keep on going on if the cars keep going by? I don't know, because it doesn't go that long. But very freaky, very freaky. You guys got to go to UFOheadlinenews.com and ooh, check that video out. That I don't know. I don't know what to think of that. But I did see something in the night sky with several friends of a bunch of dots that were splitting off in different directions and shooting at each other, and just crazy. And I called for one to come down, and it did. It was really just, I thought it was going to smush us. I just don't know. Okay. All right. UFO sighting in Enumclaw, Washington. I don't know if I pronounced that right. February 19th, 2018. Very bright, piercing light. Bright lights seemingly following a flight path over the tree line, heading west into Enumclaw. When compared to the plane in front of it, the light was significantly brighter. I began to wonder if that pilot knew he had another plane behind him when I noticed that it almost seemed to move as an illusion. No evidence of any plane parts were visible through a very bright light that could easily be described as star-like, nothing like the plane before it. When I turned the road after a considerable amount of travel east, I watched the light pull away towards the pilot's flight path and sort of spill out what looked to be wings and a tail light. It was a very bright light in a way that could be described as psychedelic piercing. I don't know. I'm still losing my voice. Sorry, guys. UFO sighting in Ocean View, Hawaii. This occurred October 9th, 2017. I was watering plants in my garden and decided to take a picture of the sky with clouds without looking at them or camera lens. I did actually see this object until I think they meant I didn't actually see this object until a couple of days after taking the pic. I was watering some plants in the garden at the bottom of Manoa Loa, located on the big island of Hawaii, when I decided to randomly take a picture of the sky with my cell phone without looking at the sky or the screen on my phone. Personally, I believe this is why I caught the object in the picture, but that's just my opinion. I take many photos of the sky, mostly of clouds that I find interesting. That being said, I don't really look at them in detail for days, or sometimes weeks for that matter. I viewed this particular set of photos the following day due to the strange anomalies in the clouds, at least what I believe were anomalies. I thought it was coincidental that I was researching time travel just days before, while contemplating the notion of using the sun as a wormhole. Ooh, to travel from different dimensions. Oh, that's fascinating. I noticed that the beam or flare coming from the sun appears to be in the 19-47 vicinity, and then noticed the object towards the end of it, along with a very interesting, quote, dragon head shaped cloud facing it. After zooming in on the object, I came to the conclusion that it wasn't something on the lens of my camera, nor was it any type of bird, at least that I have ever noticed while living on the island. The clouds were stranger than usual days before, and after this day, the photo was taken. Okay, we're clicking. I'm convinced I want to see it. Do. Come on. Come on. Come on, Internet. You could do it. I have faith in you. Oh, it just doesn't. It's thinking. It's thinking. Ooh, oh, that is pretty cool. It's small, but then you can, zoom in. Pretty cool. Pretty cool one. You guys gotta check that one out too. Pardon my text. UFO sighting in Miranda, New South Wales. This occurred as a slight UFO blast from the past, July 29th, 2014. Looked up to see boomerang-shaped object traveling across the sky. I am resubmitting this form as after filling it out, was told there was an error. Oh, don't you hate that? Was taking my grandson down the drive to meet his mother. Was 5:30 p.m. Sun going down. I looked up and saw this object traveling across the sky. I'm always looking up. I said to my grandson, "What do you think that is?" He was unsure. I thought it was significant. Oh, I bet you thought it was significant. So I took a photo and a short video with my iPhone 5. My feelings were at the moment that I was meant to look up and see it. Isn't that weird? People have these interpretations and connections. It was flying across my vision and then moved out of my vision. When I show people, they are unsure what they are looking at and then dismiss it. No further thought, so I will try and send to you again. I have my own theories regarding this sighting. I have other photos I have taken, not knowing what they are. Maybe high-flying aircraft. I don't know. So guess what, guys? I really want to see this one too. Today is an adventurous day. Let's hope it's there. Fingers crossed. Oh, it's there. Okay, what do I click? Photo or video? Let's do video. Okay, video. Oh, what did it download it? What the heck? I just want to look at it. That sucks. Okay. I think it's like doing something. Come on. Okay, got it. That looked kind of almost like a comet, but it was cruising. Oh, that was really, and it was kind of orangish and it had a tail. Well, that was really wild. Okay, let's look at the photo, see if they got a good zoom or something on it. Okay, it's pulling up. Wow, it is boomerang shaped and it's kind of orangish. And it's leaving a trail and cruising along in broad daylight. Oh, you guys gotta see this. I got some good ones today, huh? I don't know. Sometimes I just feel inspired. Other times I'm like, yeah, not sure. All right, UFO sighting and don't know. I'm not kidding. I'm reading this. Was on a plane. Oh, okay. Was on a plane, Arizona, February 16th, 2018, flying Phoenix to California. Noticed two very bright lights on ground from 34,000 feet. Took pic. Found light in sky on pic. I was flying from Phoenix to Northern California, February 16, 2018. I noticed on the ground two extremely bright lights. They were white, and each cast an arc of light in front of it. That was about 120 to 140 degrees. They were moving on the ground, seemingly randomly, like driving around. The movement seemed slow, but considering how high we were, I think they must have been covering a lot of ground. I thought they might be construction or agricultural machinery, but I have never seen anything so bright. I took a few pics with my phone. The pic showed the edge of the plane wing, the lights on the ground, the lighted areas, and the edge of a cloud that is flat on top. When I looked at the pic, I found a spot of white light in 3 of the 5 images above the flat line of the cloud. I didn't see this light when I took the shots. The picture shows times of 11:30 and 11:31 a.m., and I believe that is Pacific time. We were cruising at that time, so as I exited, I asked a crew member what our altitude had been, and she said about 34,000 feet. Sorry for the vagueness in location, I just don't know where we were in the flight. By the photo times, I assumed we had crossed into California. I didn't feel anything but intense curiosity as to what produces a light that appears so bright from 6 miles in the air. I didn't see the light in the sky until I saw the pictures. One of the pics shows that one of the ground lights is actually 3 lights in a cluster. Okay, very cool. UFO sighting in Miranda, New South Wales. This occurred July 29th, 2014. Pink boomerang object traveling across sky with a trail. Okay, this is like a repeat. This is a repeat. Yeah. Yeah, that's the one I looked at. That's interesting. Oh, they said they resubmitted it, so it actually posted. The error wasn't actually an error. It actually went. All right, UFO sighting in St. George, Utah. This occurred February 16th, 2018. Was out walking my dogs and observed it in the sky moving around. Observed the craft out flying around in the sky as I was walking my dogs. Continued to record the craft once I got home and put the dogs inside. Went and got my neighbor and also my wife. Both came outside and observed the phenomenon buzzing around the night sky. I was recording it. This is not the only time I've been there, but there has been now, up until the first time I recorded it, there's been 5 more observations that I recorded and documented as well. I've even shared what I've seen with 2 other neighbors. I've shown the videos too, and also tonight. I saw in one of the neighbors, okay, and she saw it for the first hand herself what was going on. Okay, all right. Yeah, sure. UFO sighting in Columbus, Indiana. This is a UFO blast from the past. This occurred May 31st, 2007. Glowing, pulsating, translucent sphere. At the time of this particular incident, 5 to 6 years ago, I was visiting my daughter and I was standing in my ex's yard, and this translucent reddish-orange sphere with yellowish dripping liquid, my goodness, on the inside descended down from above the trees towards the street below. It was approximately 5 p.m. in the summertime. It was at least 20 feet across, as wide as a city street. It hovered a foot above the street. Distance for me was about 50 feet away. Oh, you got a good look. I could see completely through the sphere. It had no occupants that I was aware of or could see. The reddish glow, luminescent, gently pulsed, and consistently that dripped flowed slowly inside from the top of the sphere down the inside of the sphere towards the bottom of the sphere, and never saw any form of it returning up the walls of the sphere, and the yellow glowed like luminescent. You know, I have heard of this thing. The inside of the base of the sphere looked like there was some sort of rectangular flat box seat lying inside the base of the sphere. I took like 5 steps towards this thing. I felt something mentally and telepathically by it. this thought came to me of how insignificant we were. Interesting. Oh, uninteresting, sorry. Uninteresting, but there was also this overwhelming curiosity I sensed. I also sensed that it was convinced of its own superiority and power, that it could clearly destroy me. It felt menacing. Ooh, that's not good. It felt like a foot above the actual street surface. It lingered for a few minutes before gently and slowly ascending up into the sky. I literally watched it until it went so far up it disappeared from view. You guys, this is amazing. I had someone on my show. His last name was Brown. I can't think of his first name. I can't remember. But on the Outlander show archives, if you go there, and he describes, and I believe he has a drawing on my site of something similar. I should actually send this to him. This is kind of a fascinating account. I have never heard somebody speak of something kind of similar. Imagine seeing something like that and then go live your life like nothing ever happened. Jeez. My gosh. There is no way to do that. Nope. No. That is just fascinating. UFO sighting in Sevierville, Tennessee. This occurred February 19th, 2018. Light hovering in trees abruptly arced towards ground silently. I was walking from my great aunt's house back to my house when I looked back at the end of her trailer and noticed light on my hand from the hillside and turned to see a light in between the trailer. Oh, hold on. In between the trees and the bank. I was about 40 feet from the base of the hill, and it was in the trees near the top, but not over the top against the sky. It looked about the same size as the full moon. Oh, that's huge. Would have been in the sky and cast the same shade of light as well. Then it arced down across the hill, back into the valley, behind our house. At that point, I shot at it. Oh, come on, really? It was totally silent. Not even noise, like it moved, the branches in the trees. Then I fled the house. I bet. UFO sighting in Huber Heights, Ohio, February 12th, 2018. Alternately flashing colored lights, slowly descending, early morning hours. Oh, this is a big report. While going in and out of my back patio to throw away garbage into our trash bin in the early morning hours, approximately 3:30 a.m., about February 12th or close to it, a flashing light was seen in the southwest sky at a distance by my roommate. He casually stated that every time he sees flashing lights in the distance at night, he has always wondered if they could be UFOs. From the living room, I told him that he's probably only seeing an airplane since we were near both the Wright-Patterson Air Force Base and because the Dayton International Airport is not far away. He replied that he did not think this was an airplane, so I went out and took a look to see what it was he was seeing. After some careful observation, it was obvious that this was not an airplane. At first, I thought it might simply be a drone, but it stayed in one position. It was jiggling over a tiny area in the sky, was flashing various colored lights, and was very slowly descending. There was no noise that I could notice. I went to get my binoculars, and we both took turns looking at the object. It was difficult to determine just how far away it was, but considering my perception of its size, it would seem that it was approximately 2 to 3 miles away. Otherwise, this object would have been immense. Oh, yeah, probably immense, a mothership. Although we did not have a tripod for the binoculars, we tried to be as still as possible so that we could get a clear look. Despite our attempt to eliminate any and all jitter, it seemed that the object itself was jittering, because even when we compared it with other nearby stationary objects, which we were able to keep clearly in view, the object itself was in fact jiggling around like a bug over a light. Yes, 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 that's very common. It jiggled up, it jiggled right, it jiggled down, around in circles, but only over a relatively small area. Maybe it let its dogs out, you know? In fact, we could only see the jiggling when we looked through the binoculars because, with the naked eye, it appeared to be hovering and stationary. We were confident that the jiggling was not caused by us because there were trees in a nearby view in the binoculars and we had the trees perfectly still in sight. But the unidentified object was itself jiggling. For the sake of comparison, if I were to have extended my arm and placed the tip of my pinky finger over the object, it would seem to have jiggled around in an area only equal to the size of the tip of that finger. In other words, it was not jiggling around over the entire sky. It was only moving this way over a very, very tiny area. It was alternately flashing red, yellow, green, white, and orange lights, although I did not remember the sequence. We both watched it for about 20 minutes, oh my, during which time it was slowly descending. All the while the lights continued flashing in various colors and the object continued jiggling as it hovered. Jeez. We both came to the conclusion that this was definitely not an airplane or a helicopter because it remained hovering over one area for at least a half hour and made no noise. We also feel that it could not have been a drone due to its relative size. We have been searching the web over the past week to see if there are any other reports of this object, but have not found any. To our disappointment, of course. Perhaps nobody else was awake at that hour and was not looking outside, which means we were the only ones to witness this. We both mused that this must be an ET craft of some sort and spent the remainder of our time awake, discussing the possibility of life on other worlds. What it would be like to interact with an extraterrestrial entity, whether we'd seen a UFO before, and expressing a hope to see it again. But alas, we have not. This is the first time in my life that I feel confident stating that I saw a UFO. Well, that's a cool little story. Well, it's not a little story, but very fascinating, isn't it? Absolutely fascinating. Well, it was all UFO reports today. I have to thank you for listening to UFO Headline News with me, Heidi Hollis, and be sure to check out UFOHeadlineNews.com every single day, and also tune into my other two weekly shows, The Outlander Fridays, and I co-host the Kevin Cook Show every Tuesday. Both shows are at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central, and see my paranormal comic strip, TheOutlandersComic.com. Direct links to everything can be found at HeidiHollis.com. Remember, if you've experienced something out of the ordinary, want some level-headed advice, or if you've seen a UFO and want to share, just write me at uhn@InceptionRadioNetwork.com. And remember always to keep an open mind so you can stay informed and inspired.